not a nice person. Woo! All right, folks. I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you're watching this transmission. Welcome to Commonwealth for Common People, or Commonwealth for Common Folks, where we discuss housing, finance, stocks, money laundering. Oh, yeah. So I'm getting a lot of dislikes on the video I did earlier. I did a video earlier, and I called it China Could Go to Hell. And I made that very, very clear, and why I feel that way. And, you know, it's not the people, it's the whole communist movement, the whole movement of communism. And it's casting a cloud over everything. It plays a huge part, you know, in the fentanyl distribution. It plays a huge part in our housing market. Communism plays a huge part in almost, you know, the problem with communism is that it only includes a few and leaves a majority left with barely any scraps. So we got Muzzle Flash saying, hello, Mike and everyone from the Penal Colony, Australia. That's what, that's colony, that's P1114 is Australia, and 1115. Penal Colonies, PC1114. PC is 1114 is Australia, and PC1115 is New Zealand, and 1113 is the UK, 1112 is Canada. So I think I got to go over it. I got to rethink how I had that back in the day. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing really good out there. I hope everyone's enjoying their week. It is Wednesday. It is Hump Day. And you're tuned in to a Mike. No, it's not Mike in the Night. It's actually Commonwealth for Common People. All right, guys, I'm just going to open my plug channel here, and we're going to get on to the show tonight. We got lots to talk about. We're going to get a few callers to call in, if that's okay. And go from there. Hopefully we could get a first-time caller. Hopefully we get a first-time caller on tonight. So let's go on here. So here it is, guys. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Guys, don't forget to join our Discord too, eh? Here it is, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you get some time, please subscribe to the channel. Here's my controversial video. I've never got that many dislikes on a video before. I got 3 dislikes. I usually get 1 or 2. But this is the first time I got 3 dislikes on a video, and it's basically saying why China could go to hell. So you want to watch that one. And again, it has to do with a lot of the oppression, and a lot of people, you know, here when we're talking about finances, stocks, and all this stuff, you know, we're talking about all this stuff, and we talk about the number one export China has is I'm sorry, the number one export that America has is inflation. America exports more inflation than any other country in the world is America. You know, they print off their money and they pay for their goods. But the problem with China is the number one export China has is oppression. They export oppression. Whether it's the products they make dirt cheap under some sort of regime labor that they have going on so they could be the cream of the crop. Whether if they're selling fake sugar on the market so they could displace the local the local bee farmers, so they're making fake honey and all this other, like, we could go in here, we could sit here for hours of the amount of ripping off that they've been up to. So there it is. Bitcoin to $1 million. Mr. State Free is saying. Mike Gearshift says 3 communists. And market education in the house. Yep, market education has got some pretty good streams on his channel. Ricky Spanish. I don't know if you guys know Ricky Spanish, but he's been on the show quite a bit, and he's been basically explaining certain things in the markets, and he's been right about a lot of things. when it comes to the whole financial sector. I don't know why my camera is blurring out tonight. I'm not sure if I need more light, if I just need to maybe just adjust this a bit here. Maybe just adjust this a bit. Sorry, guys. I was at a birthday party right now, and big birthday party. Someone was just turning 67. And I wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Okay, so there it is, guys. There's the link to that video there. Also, guys, don't forget to set your reminders for, this is the live streaming channel, but set your reminders if you guys can. We're at 3 weeks to go. So 3 weeks to go. Mike in the Night, 3 weeks to go. If you guys don't mind setting your reminders for that, it's going to be a really good one. I don't know why I'm getting called right now. Yeah, I don't know who the hell's calling me there. So, okay, so there it is right there. And guys, don't forget to set your reminders for next week's show, Market Crash with Collins. And we don't even know what to talk about because the markets move so much that it's almost impossible to predict anything. Here it is, guys. If you guys don't mind, please follow me on Instagram and message me on Instagram. All kinds of goodies on here. And artbydano.com, not your typical art. Check him out, artbydano.com, not your typical art. Commission Dano to make you a nice picture. He could do anything. And guys, my store is up and running. I want to appreciate that person that ordered from me from the United States. Placed an order from my store. I have more board games than you could ever imagine. Good ones, too. Like actual good board games here. So if you guys want to check it out, mtg.toys. Check it out, mtg.toys. And Amerifornia Tour, Lord Humongous. Don't forget to donate to that. All right, guys. It is Commonwealth for common people. Commonwealth for common folks. How's everyone doing out there? Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. And yeah, and financially, anyone could do good if they're running some sort of I mean, if they're tying people to tables and they're paying extremely low wages, heck, you could make millions and billions of dollars, and you could go around buying all the real estate you want. But I mean, I've always done, 99.9999% of the time, I'm always doing everything like by the book. I pay my taxes, I do everything. If there's that 1% or that 0.1%, it's because I'm in a really weird, precarious situation or something. But you know what I mean? Scott is saying the current economy is easy to predict to me, stagflation. That's correct. But the price of everything goes up, but the price of jobs aren't wages aren't meeting the expectations, and they're printing more and more money out there, and it's just gonna get pretty sick pretty fast. And Owen's in the house. I haven't seen Owen in a while. Hope he's doing okay. Okay, so what do we got going on? I like that. All right, let's go to our first stories here. We're going to get our first caller in. Guys, don't mind me. I started the show, I didn't start the show late, but I came in late, and I had 15 minutes to set up my green screen and get myself rolling here. So, Canadian real estate in a bizarro scenario where reopening might be worse. So, they want to keep this thing on lockdown forever. They want to do climate change lockdowns. They want to do Mickey Mouse lockdowns. They want to do everything they could do humanly possible to keep this, whatever they're doing, going, right? And it's a race to the bottom. We had a financial show we did 2 years ago where let's get our currency, let's race our currency to the bottom. Let's see who could devalue their currency the most. So what is happening? I gotta take a look at this one, guys. This is a big one. Reopening. Canadian home sales are cooling from peak demand. Two key real estate markets are showing slowing in home sales and have been for a few months. June home sales in both Toronto 7.1% and Vancouver 11.9% fell from the month before. So these are home sales, okay? Home sales, all right? Toronto and Vancouver home prices hit a wall. So they are. They're hitting a wall. Let's go on full screen here so you folks can see that at home. There it is. Hitting a wall. Though annual gains were strong, it's worth taking note that the monthly slowdown, both Toronto and Vancouver, are showing an unusual monthly drop in prices for the city. Suburban markets are still on a tear. So I moved out of the city, and my house is worth 3 times the value I bought it, and I'm not happy about that. But it feels like the market may be turning a corner. Is it turning a corner? I don't know. Let's wait 3 years till we see, because like I said, it's bizarro. It's all BS. This market should have corrected, what, 35 times by now? It's beyond where it should be, like, beyond. And the average Canadian, I see them, the average Canadian, like, I see them here in the town, and a lot of people moved to escape the big city. And we're just talking about average families with people with good jobs. I mean, decent jobs. And they just can't make ends meet. So, Dinosaur is saying, nowadays people are making sick money on YouTube. Not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, millions of videos on so many different topics. I think many millionaires are coming out, young ones. You know what? YouTube is very selective, right? I've been talking about the housing crisis and the housing issues and what's happening and what to come. And I was bang on a lot of things, like quite a few things, actually. And I've been doing it since 2012. The problem is there's channels that came out in the last year that have 100,000 to 300,000 subscribers. They're making $10,000, $20,000 a month, and I barely make $40 a month. And I've been talking about the exact same things, the exact same language that I use, the exact same like things that I've been talking about over and over, like a broken record, for some reason gets taken and reused into, I guess, a quality that the YouTube is looking for. They don't want, I'm not what they want. YouTube, I'm not what YouTube is looking for to be what it takes to, you know what I'm saying? So, a survey said that 70 million Chinese were interested in moving to Canada. For sure. Canada is good for people to park their money. It's the best. Because while Westpac in Australia, let's go over to the Westpac article here. While Westpac, Australia, settles money laundering case for $1.3 billion, the bank was caught with 23 million breaches of anti-money laundering that was put in like 18 months before. They put in an anti-money laundering law, and 23 million breaches were made in, like, I don't know, it's like 3 per second or 10 per minute or whatever it is. It's crazy. So that's bad for Australia, because Australia needs the money, but they're going against the banks. Where Canada, you have money, they'll place it for you in Canada. You don't have to worry about saying where the money, you could place, the money gets placed in a Canadian bank. I spoke to a banker the other day about this, and he told me that, yes, it's called placement. It's called placement, and it's a common thing that banks do, where if you have anywhere over like $300,000 or something and you want to bring it in the country, the banks of Canada will help you create placement for it. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my camera is buzzing out here. I'm not sure why. Sorry about that. Wow, it looks like I'm not even in the picture. Whoa! I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know why the camera's fizzing in and out. Canada will have the standard of living like China soon. Yeah, it's already there. Parts of it is already like that. And it's going to get, Canadian government doesn't care about its citizens. Well, yeah, we have to shut down the money laundering. There's a lot of things. That whole money laundering issue that we're having in Canada had to get shut down. Apparently, there's going to be over 23,000 arrests made with the entire money laundering scandal. And it's not the money launderers. It was actually the banking system. They were going to see massive arrests in the banking sector, in the whole real estate sector. They're going to see massive arrests. Like over 23 to 26,000 arrests could have been made. But because it's just going to put a bad scar on Canada, and then people don't want to invest in Canada anymore, because Canada used to be built off of European immigration. Immigration would come in, they built up the Portuguese, the Greeks, the Italians. They'd come up, build up the country, work construction, send their kids to school, pay their taxes, the whole 9 yards. And in 2005-06, the Canadian government turned around and started deporting tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of European families. A lot of them predominantly in the Portuguese-speaking communities were completely kicked out of the country, right? So, Yeah, if Pablo, so Kia is saying in the comments, if Pablo Emilio Gaviria Escobar was alive, 70% of his money would be parked in Canada. Oh, 100%, it would have been placed in Canada. Why put your money in? Where did they put it? They were putting the money in Nicaragua, Honduras. I can't remember where they were parking their money. Bolivian government or Honduran government. They were putting their money in another country, and he should have parked his money. He should have waited and parked his money in Canada. All right. Yeah, I'm talking too much. Okay, let's go back to what we're talking about here. So, better dwelling article here, Canadian real estate bizarro. So we're gonna see what happens when they reopen in Canada. Canada's scared to reopen because Canada's having a really tough time because a lot of people bought. If you bought, let's say from 2017, yeah, if you bought around 2017, I think you're gonna be. I mean, if you can't unload because sales are down. You're going to start to see an oversupply on the market. I know we said this every friggin' year for the last 5 years. Because now, what are we at? $9 million for a detached home now? What, $7 million? We're seeing them like going for... Anyways. Vancouver home prices see 5-figure monthly drop as resistance suddenly appears. There it is. Vancouver home prices see a five-figure monthly drop. So people living in the States, you need to understand, like an apartment in one of these buildings, like nothing special, okay? You're a one-bedroom, you're looking at $700,000-800,000 for a one-bedroom with no parking. And your strata fees are like $800 a month for nothing. Martina Pepina saying housing market slowing in Niagara, Ontario. Crazy bidding over asking is slowing. Thank God. Good. Good. That's good to know. That's really good to know. Home prices in the city are weaker than the suburbs. Oh, the city's going to get a good kick in the balls. Watch. Greater Vancouver composite benchmark. So here it is. There's the composite price right there. There's the detached housing right now. Starting to see the elephant. Look, once you start seeing that elephant trunk come down, there it is. There's the head of the elephant. Look, it's getting water, and the water's coming down. And there's condos. You could buy like 7-8 condos in Arizona for the price of one condo here in Vancouver. Yep. And Greater Vancouver composite benchmark price change. So there it is. There's the condo detached composite again. And this is price change, okay? So it looks like housing, yeah. If this trend goes for 2-3 months, watch out, people. I think the people that bought around here, right here, the 2017 around this mark, the 2017 mark, I think they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Yep. There's a 2008 correction. There's 2010 where everyone thought, right there, 2010 is when this is when housing was out of reach for the average Canadian in 2010, during the 2010 Olympics, and everybody sold right here. You see the correction after the sell, and then boom. That's the 2012. Then we started bringing in a lot of wealthy immigrants, and that's when the liberals pretty much took power right here, and look at that. Whew. Yeah. And then we got FOMO, low interest rates, artificially low rates. But there's only so much they could do because we just don't have the population like other countries do to keep things going. So Linny Poo saying Canada has stepped up the FinTrack requirements for reporting to now include politically exposed person or head of international organization checklist record. Yeah, we have to report these people plus their friends and family. That's good. But why weren't they doing this back in 2010? That's the problem. In 2010, they were bringing in brief. There was a guy. Okay, there was a guy. I'm not joking you. I remember I'd walk to the gym from where I used to go. I used to take a little walk to the gym. I'm walking to the gym, and there would be a guy. I'm not making this up. Knocking on the guy's door, old Italian guy with the motorhome outside. And he would say hi to me every time he would see me. He would say hi to me, and I'd say buongiorno, right? And I go to the gym. I come back, so I go to him after I come back from the gym. I go, hey, che sta qua? What does he want? What is this guy? Che faccia? Che sta qua? And he looks at me. He goes, I don't know. This guy wants to buy my house. He has a bag full of money. I go, what? was an old, not too old, kind of an overweight Chinese guy. Was knocking on his door, and he's like, "Yeah, you said 2 times my house. Want me to buy my house and give me cash?" And like, what the hell? And no, this is not. This is like happening like this was happening for many years, and yeah. So there's a lot of people asking. I bought in 2018. And I lowballed under asking and still got it. Great buy. Oh my God, Francis, sounds like owners are a little delusional and that's why it's not selling. It's too high. So, I mean, if you bought around 2017, 2018, you kind of got a decent deal and you bought a place to live in and raise your family and you didn't buy. See, my house, when I first bought my house here in 2016? I paid $260 for it. I have a video on my channel that shows you a walkthrough of my house when I bought it. And people were, or $270? It wasn't a lot of money. So people were like, ooh, what if your house goes to $0? You're so far from the city. I'm like, you know what? I didn't buy my damn house to make money. I bought my house to raise my 3 children and lay roots. That's what I bought my house for. I wanted my kids to have a taste of Canada the way I had it when I was growing up. A family home, a backyard, a normal lifestyle, a normal just 9 to 5. I go to my toy store. I open my store. I hang out there. Today was busy, by the way, and I want to thank everyone that came in to visit me today. I got maybe 12 people visit me today, so I want to appreciate that. So that's that there. Let's move on and see what else is going on here. Toronto detached home prices drop over $11,000 a month. Everything else soars. Again, outside the cities are going up. CMHC, that's a mortgage insurance. New management moves to protect market share instead of borrowers. Yes, they're going to be protecting the banks. The banks always get the bailouts. The banks always get protected, right? The people, the locals like us, me, I could just go to hell. That's what they feel, right? So,
hello, everyone.
Francis Foley is saying houses used to sell on my street for $1.5 million. In 3 days, looks like things are changing. I hope, Francis, I really hope God hears you. Because this is, for the next couple of generations, are going to be so hooped. Unless there's a proper market correction. The Canadians are so much trouble with the amount of Chinese influence we have in Canada. It's beyond. It's so bad. We are an autonomous region of China. And there was rumors that China wants to build airports in Canada, like their own airports. That's rumors. There's other rumors that China wants to build. What do they want to build? They want to build like housing facilities, like when you build those like hood, like damn cameraman. You know when you build those like subdivisions and stuff, they want to start building their own subdivisions for their own people in gated communities. They already have them but they want to expand on that to bring in more Chinese, right? And that's going to be a problem for Canada because a lot of, Canada is going to be really hard to. It's going to be like an extension of China. Canada used to be an extension of Europe, right? America used to be an extension of Europe. Mexico was an extension of Europe. Brazil was an extension of Europe. Exactly. Mitch Madden. It says, dinosaur people live on paper, not production. Exactly. Thank you very much, Mitch Madden. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Mitch Madden, for that. I don't know what the heck is wrong with my camera today, guys. I'm really sorry why I'm getting this. I don't know, man. Anyways, let's keep going here. Okay, so America's housing market headed for another crash? The American housing market was a bright spot through the economic calamity of 2020, as other economic problems rose due to COVID-related lockdowns. No, housing went up. Home prices went up 13%, and the housing market marked a whopping $350,000 median sale price. That is huge for America. Huge. And I keep saying Amerifornia is coming because I think Canada, what's happening in Canada and Australia right now, the reason why they're in this situation right now, I honestly think, I'm going to be really frank with you guys, is because I think the Chinese are no longer major investors are no longer have faith or have lost faith in Canada and Australia and New Zealand, right? So I think what's happened is they've lost faith for some reason, and let me configure video here. Brightness, camera control, white balance. Here's camera control, zoom, focus, exposure. Everything looks like it's supposed to be off. I don't know, man. I don't know. Getting some serious camera issues here, guys. I'm really sorry about that. So I'm trying to configure the video here, and it's not making any sense here. But yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know why. I had no idea why it's doing this. It's every time there's this punk ass Windows update, it always screws up, and and the cameras, like, everything gets screwed up. I have to recalibrate the whole computer every time there's a stupid Windows update. And what's his name? There it goes. I don't know what I did, but I did something. But it looks good now. I think, what's his name? I think Bill Gates could go to hell. Yeah, everyone could go to hell. I'm in go to hell mood right now. All right. Yeah, Toronto is a big city, but there's different neighborhoods, some desirable than others. You pay top to be... No, you pay top anywhere in Toronto now. It doesn't matter where you are in Toronto. You pay top anything detached. I knew an area by Dufferin and Rogers area, really, really sketchy, dangerous area. A 400 square foot house with one window and a door. It was like the size of a shed. Sold for like $1.2 million bucks. So there's everything's expensive in Toronto. Man. Okay, camera's working good. All right, so we got Grindhouse cartoons in the house, Linny Poo in the house, Dinosaur in the house. Yeah, Dinosaur, the Canadian dollar is devaluing, but wages haven't been keeping up, obviously, with the inflation, right? So people are going to have a big rude awakening when they start to see what's going to happen with gas prices pretty soon. People are going to wish, gas prices, yeah. That's a Mike in the Night topic where we could start fighting. Okay. The Great American Land Rush is wiping out the starter homes. So what happened in Canada, now this is what happened. Now it's happening in California now. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, same thing. At first, what happened is a lot of foreign investors would invest in extremely expensive high-end properties, mansions and stuff. And then for some reason, they stop investing in mansions and they just start buying middle-class homes like crazy. I had someone from Little Rock, Arkansas, email me and said, basically, here, hold on a sec. Hi, Mike. 4 empty homes on my street, and it looks like somebody bought them, and same person purchased 4 homes according to the real estate agent, and they live in Asia, and they're not gonna bother visiting the homes. All 4 homes on my street were bought sight unseen. And then we have Caroline here in northeast Florida, just northeast of Jacksonville, and she's saying condo units in my place are empty. It used to be Canadian tourists would buy condo units and come during the winter from the north, but now a lot of foreign investors have been buying condos and leaving them empty and just sitting on real estate here in Northeast Florida. And then I got another email here from Arizona, from Trixie, and she emailed me before, and then Crazy Tracy emailed me again. And basically, they're both saying the same thing, where more and more real estate is being left empty and abandoned, and you could tell by the unmanicured lawns and poor and Christmas decorations on the window for 3.5 years, or rotting pumpkins from Halloween from 4 years ago outside the homes. So somebody owns the homes, right? So we got, who else we got here? We should get Dinosaur to call into the show. Dinosaur, add me on Skype. Mike Martins, 1980, MikeMartins. Mike Martins, 1980. Add me. I want to get Dinosaur to call in. I need Martina Pepina to call in too. $1.33 a liter today in Niagara. I'm paying like $1.60 here for gas. Yeah, gas is pretty expensive. We'll do a gasoline show next week, I promise, guys. Oil and gas. Australia's border closures have impacted the house prices. Like, I mean, Australia is such a I don't know. It's I don't know, man. Uninhabitable house without a toilet or kitchen or power sold for $3.5 million after a heated bidding war in Australia as people worldwide scramble to buy homes. So again, people are putting money into real estate, and I don't know any Canadian person that would, like, that I know of personally, that would buy something like this with no water, no bathroom, no nothing in a house for $3.5 million. That's like $3 million American. I don't know who would buy this. I swear to God, I don't know I don't know anybody. Like, I probably know several of you guys through the channel and personal friends of mine. I don't know anyone that would spend $350,000 on this. I don't know anyone that would pay more than $350,000 for this thing. That's just me. No, without a kitchen or toilet or power, sold for $3.5 million, real estate agent told Bloomberg. The property received 30,000 inquiries in a month, including from the US, UAE, and New Zealand. Oh, really? Nothing from China, eh? So what are they doing? Look, we're in a big disaster. More than 80% of Australians mistakenly believe Chinese investors are driving up house prices. Okay, so if it's not the Chinese, then who the hell laundered $23 million in anti-money laundering money in what, 12 months, 13 months? Who laundered through the second biggest bank in Australia 23 million breaches? I don't know. You know, I'm going to be really frank with you. I don't know I don't know anybody that would launder money. And if they were, why would they launder it through Australia? Why did they have to get their money out of here, out of Canada, or out of the United States, where you could actually get cool stuff in America with your money? Why would you want to launder it through Australia? What for? You could launder your money in South America and like you could do so much better. Why the hell would you take your money and then pay this and then transfer rates and declare and all that through Australia? The only country I could see laundering money through Australia is China. I don't see people from Bangladesh doing it, from Portugal, from Russia. I don't see the only people I see that need to get their money out of their damn country is China. China's in a major issue right now. Their leader declared himself emperor, 3-4 years ago. They don't have elections. They treat their people like crap. It's an oppressed country. Their major export is oppression, right? I'm not picking on China. I'm picking on the oppression. I hate when people get treated like garbage. I hate it when someone can't be of a religion, or somebody can't be of this, or they're automatically classified as garbage because they don't follow a specific criteria and love the government. There. Yeah, Jay Smith is probably saying they're probably Chinese in the U.S. and other Western countries that are bidding on this. So Jay Smith might be right. Because I don't know. I know some people like that do okay in the States. Like, you know, they do okay financially. And I'm like, if you had to hide, I even asked one of my friends, if you had to hide, let's say, $500 million, would you put it through Canada or Australia? He's like, what for? Why? You know, but I don't know. I don't know. So here it is. They're saying here that more than 80% of Australians blame Chinese investors for rising house prices even after a year of closed borders, when data shows foreign property investment has fallen to record lows. That's a lie. Because Chinese investors in Canada, they come in and out. Now let's verify that. Let's verify that right now. I think it's 46 billion. Hong Kong residents shifted billions. Here it is. This is for Canada. Okay, the Globe and Mail could go to hell if they want me to pay for this. Here it is. Hong Kong residents transfer billions to Canada as China clamps down. Billions. How much? 47. Was it 46 or 40? 43.6 billion in electronic funds. You know how much America got? I said this in a few shows already. America got $11.6 billion laundered, or money brought in electronically from Hong Kong into the States. 11 billion. And people in North Dakota, South Dakota, where was that? Utah, South Carolina are complaining that housing is out of reach because of $11 billion bucks. Look at Canada. $43 billion. We have, what, 30 million people here? If we're lucky? So look at that. So from China. So you're telling me that a Canadian here, let's say a doctor that sells cocaine on the side is going to take his money, his drug whatever he makes on cocaine sales, to launder that and buy that in Australia for $3.5 million? So you telling me a top-class plastic surgeon doctor that makes $300,000 a year and makes $300,000 a year selling cocaine, he's going to launder his money, like 10 years worth of earnings, to buy this for $3.5 million? And I say 10 years earnings after you pay all your cost of living in Canada. Because Canada, it's more expensive to live in a Canadian city than it is in Beverly Hills. Okay? Yeah. I'll make that clear to you. So he's going to do that and do... Why? Housing will crash here in Utah, says Liberty Returns. Yeah, Utah's crazy. I did a whole a couple of stories on Utah when a lot of the people were getting bought out of Washington State and Oregon State. A lot of people were getting bought out through price bidding wars, and people just left Oregon and Washington. They went to Utah, Nevada, and other states, and they started wrecking the housing markets in those states because they can't afford to live in the ones they're in. Yeah, here we go. Jay Smith says, real estate agent in Vancouver says he's doing $50 million a day in Hong Kong residents buying real estate in Vancouver. Yeah. Canada is an extension of China. Canada used to be an extension of Europe. You had Catholics here. You had a really good, strong family roots, strong street parties, block parties, communities, family. Now we're bringing in more and more oppression. You see, when someone says, oh, Mike, who would you want to come to Canada? Heck, I say bring in the Puerto Ricans. Man, I say bring in more Mexicans. You know why? Because their music is good, their food is good, their women are pretty, and everyone's social. And everybody works and loves each other. Lord Humongous is saying, Alibaba factories with suicide nets. Yeah, Lord Humongous is saying all kinds of factories have suicide nets in China. They do. Thousands of them do. Oh, Dano wants to make it a Marifornia board game. So, yeah, making it a drinking game. Good. Good. Here's the problem. Let me tell you what the problem is. And we talked about this before on the show. Where Canadians go. Luckily, I'm a dual citizen and I'm a Portuguese. And for me, I just moved to the Azores. Where do Canadians go when the poop really hits the fan and Canada becomes one of the most, outside of China, becomes one of the biggest oppressed countries? I know Australia is oppressed because of the huge influx of again, oppression. But what's going to happen to like the Canadians living in Canada? Where do they go? Australia is worse. They're on a prison island. All right, let's get a call in. Let's call somebody before I end up freaking having a heart attack. Craig Cook is there. I haven't seen Craig Cook in the comments in a while. Maybe he doesn't know about our backup show. Somebody share the live stream on our whatchamacallit here. Please share our live stream in our Jesus Christ, what's it called? Our Discord, please, if you can. All right. You know what? I want to get Lord... I haven't had Lord Humongous on the show in a while. I just want to hear his voice. It's been a while. Hello?
Yo.
Hey, man, I just wanted to hear your voice. It's been a while since I spoke to you.
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
I know you're watching the show because I see you in the comments. Guys, this is Lord Humongous, and he's doing the Amerifornia tour. Don't forget to donate to his PayPal. So let's break down a scenario here, Lord. Okay, let's break down a scenario, okay? So, guys, he's out of Colorado here. Okay. You're a plastic surgeon. You're making 300 large a year, 200,000 a year, and you sell cocaine on the side for 200,000 a year. Would you launder your money through and you're in Canada? Would you launder your money through Australia and buy that piece of crap house?
Yeah, it'd probably be better in Australia because in Canada, if you were trying to do it through the casino system, you'd get caught, right?
No. I'm saying, would you take your hard-earned money and try and buy a piece of crap house like that for $3.5 million?
No,
that's what I meant. Yeah.
But I mean, it depends on how hard the money was earned, Mikey. That's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't even know the difference between money and what's real and what's not.
I think
this goes back to the same.
Well, Mitch
the
said
same
it right.
old argument.
Mitch said something early in the comments, right? He says now it's based on paper earnings, not on actual production.
It's been like that for a long time, Mike. I mean, since 1913, when the central bank started printing fiat currency, right? At least, I mean, it was before our lifetimes, right? See, the whole crux of this thing is constitutional money and non-constitutional money, and the money system that we've all been grown up in. It's all a facade. It's fake. You know, repeal the legal tender laws. That's what I would say. You want to fix a lot of this garbage and avoid war and all that other garbage that comes along with it. But there's too much money to be made, Mikey, in the military-industrial complex,
right?
And blowing up innocent countries and villages that are already in poverty. This is how these elite scumbags think. They don't care. All they care about is chasing that phony money. I think go ahead.
Your country's opening up an investigation. They've opened an investigation 3 weeks ago to follow Canada's relations with China. Because I keep saying in every show, Canada is an autonomous region of China. It is, dude. They want to buy all our power companies.
Mikey, I think every country, including the United States, is an autonomous region of China. I think this goes back to the end of the Vietnam War. I think our politicians have been selling us out for decades. I don't think they stand for freedom and independence and the rule of law. These are outlaws masquerading as law enforcement and officials and government. Right? I mean, doesn't it all come down to ideology? You either believe in freedom and independence or you don't. And we all know the central banking system does not care, and that's global. So if they're all connected and they're all part of it, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't mind having rich and elite people and lots of rich people. That's great because it shows that people could make it. But it's when we sell ourselves out via laws that are put in place so we don't break the laws. Like if I got caught laundering money, they make an example of me, put me on the front page, kick my face in, and put me in jail for 20 years.
That's if you don't know the law better than they know their own law.
Right.
And when the law is based in tyranny, if the law itself is tyrannical, according to my constitution, it says that it's null and void, and if it's an unjust law, and it's not law at all. I think that's where they trap a lot of the good Americans in. They've trapped us through the wordplay. They call a tomato a tomato, and
potato.
Right. That's how they get around all this garbage, and that's why you have these oligarchs that run in the shadows of the entire globe, and it's just not America. It's just like George Carlin said, it's one big club, and you ain't in it.
Yeah. I don't want to be in the club. I don't care about being in the damn club. I just want to be. I want to be left alone, and I want to, pay my fair share to keep our roads working, to keep our infrastructure from falling apart, and stop speaking for the rest of the for everybody. I hate when say a majority of Americans believe, a majority of Canadians believe. Shut up.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, you're just listening to propaganda over the media, the mainstream media channels that promote that garbage. They use word speak against everybody that watches a damn television or watches any kind of mainstream media coming from whatever source, even on the internet. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
that's where people got to wake up. They got to decipher the garbage, know their rights, know know the law they use against you because that system is completely corrupt. It has been, you know, but Americans they don't understand how to defend their rights, and they have to speak out, and they have to beat them at their own game. Use the law system against the officials. That's what I tell people all the time. If you want to support the Constitution and freedom, learn the law
Yeah.
that they're using against you daily, right?
You know what my favorite is? Is in your country, in the United States, you have TV shows like The View, right? And you get a bunch of
Ugh,
losers on there telling people how they should be living their lives, what they should be doing with their lives, and these people are on a different financial income and they're
yes,
telling people what to do. You know what I'm
Mike,
saying?
that's the Hollywood buck, man. I mean, Hollywood is guilty of all that garbage. That's where a lot of this communist garbage has come out for decades. You know, that's why I know Hollywood's communist. It's ran by communists. It has been. It was founded by communists back in the 1910s. I mean, I was born and raised there. I know Hollywood like the back of my hand, dude.
You know
You
what?
know,
When I was a child growing up, my dad raised us. When my dad raised me, he raised me to make sure I hate communism. Oh, buddy, you hate communism.
absolutely.
You never trust a
Well, when I
communist.
joined the military, when I joined the military,
Mm,
you know what our targets were? They were these pop-up green men, and they had little red stars right on their helmets.
yeah.
And I was an expert shot in the military, and I got all 36 of those targets, and I have 36 bullets now. Is
Mhm.
that what it's going to take? I don't know. You know, but I do know that ammo is also precious metal too. You know, you never give up your guns, Mikey. You never give up your rights. You don't give
Right.
up your First Amendment. You don't give up your Second Amendment
Hmm.
because they've designed this whole thing to be played against you. Even as a Canadian, I would say all Canadians should adopt the American Constitution. That clearly the Bill of Rights defines what your rights are as a natural born American. I was born in this country. I'm as much of a native as any other group.
But you know, Canada's got weird laws. Birth tourism doesn't work for Europeans. It works for
Right.
Chinese. Like they have all these different laws here. Like you can't have it's like specifics, right? Some lady
Yeah.
came to from Portugal to bury her uncle, and she was pregnant, and they gave her a really hard time at the thing, saying you can't come in here because you're pregnant, and we don't want you here, and we don't want you to have your kid here. But
Yeah.
but
They use it against all kinds of groups, Mike. It's not just one group of people.
that's a nice dish. What kind of channels do you catch on that?
Yeah, that thing's been unplugged for years, bro.
You should
I'm old.
unplug that and mail it to somebody in China. Hey, man, I was thinking of you.
If I could unplug half the technology that we're forced to use on a daily basis just to communicate, I would have done it years ago.
Hmm.
I don't even have a phone bill anymore, dude. That's how serious I am
But I thought we
about
were
fighting.
friends.
We are friends, but as long as I can communicate, I'll use this phone. You know, and I don't give a damn what agency out there here's what I'm telling people on the internet.
Hmm.
It's my freedom of speech, and they can censor me and they block me all the time, even on your videos when I leave controversial or woke comments. You know that's communists love censoring. That's one of their main tools of tyranny. You know, if you don't think the way they think exactly, you know, you're not in the club, and that's how they operate,
Hmm.
and that's how they infiltrate. You know, but
All
yeah,
right,
just
man.
keep your. I would say keep your chin up, and everybody should strive for freedom and independence and minimalism. You don't need half this garbage that China's selling us. Americans know that. You know, they're
Dude,
attacking us now.
Lord, anyone could build an economy off slavery. Anybody can.
Anybody. The American economy was built off slavery. We all know that. You know, and that was not what the Civil War was fought over either. By the way, you know, it was fought over banking institutions.
It was. And a lot of people,
So
oh yeah, that was all about banking. It was huge banking cartels that were. That's why the North was being funded. You know who's funding the North? The Irish.
yeah,
The Irish. The Irish were coming off the boats and they were handed guns right off the ship. Go fight for your
Of
country.
course, because Mikey, the Irish were expendables.
Right.
It's just like there's different classes in all these organizations too, even in the military. Like even National Guard is like they look at them as expendables, right? So that's why they'll send in whenever a conflict heats up around the world, they'll send a lot of these National Guard troops in first. Not active not active army. And that's just how they mitigate what they deem important. It's all military strategy, but the whole thing at the end of the day, it's all controlled by a certain select group of families in the shadows that run all these financial and banking institutions, and their Ponzi is actually collapsing.
It is. Housing looks
And-
like it's going to take a correction in the next couple of months here. It really looks like it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see a real estate market that's built upon fraud and all of this garbage. I don't see that sustaining, Mike. People right now, people cannot pay their rent. They haven't been able to pay their rents since this whole scandemic broke out. It all plays in. This is how these guys strategize. It's all economic warfare at the end of the day. It's how they can control you, right? Through every aspect of your life, from housing to food production to manufacturing, across the board, you name it. And taxation. Taxation is one of the worst crimes that's ever been committed.
Well, I don't mind paying the taxes to keep the infrastructure going. It's paying taxes on your labor.
I do because for years that tax money went into a slush fund, and the government criminals pulled from it for their pet projects.
Right.
Okay, I don't mind paying a flat tax. I don't. But when billions upon billions of so-called dollars is going to fund every damn project like gender studies in Pakistan.
Yeah.
And they can't even give Americans that are look at the West Coast. You've seen the homeless situation.
Hello,
they try
everyone.
to pin it on everything else other than the economic conditions of this country and the damage that's been inflicted by communist China. They've been doing this for decades, buying up the commercial real estate.
I want to say
buying up.
I want to say one
Go
thing.
ahead. Yeah.
It's kind of important. If this whole serum or injection they're giving you is to save your life, why don't they just give free insulin to people on diabetes so they don't die?
They don't because Mike, you want to know the real reason? I think it's because 3 out of 10 Americans have diabetes. They don't even know it. I think that's the real pandemic in this country. This disease is horrible. I mean, for people that really and there's different types of diabetes. I have a really bad one. You can have type 2, but there's different variants, like the Delta ball juice variant. And it's very hard for me. Like my vision goes blurry in and out too often. I cannot stand on my feet for very long periods of time. It's like they recalled metformin, which is a diabetic drug. You know what I'm saying? And I took it for a while, and I'm trying to do it through a natural diet. And I should have that choice to be able to choose my medications, regardless of what a doctor prescribes me. Because I sure as hell would never take anything that Dr. Fauci was prescribing me in a pill form or a shot. And then you got Klaus Schwab. Klaus, where are the papers, Klaus? We have to see your papers. You will own nothing. You will be happy. That's the other side of the equation, Mike. It's not just we're getting attacked by communism. We're getting attacked by the central planners, the central people that think they know better than you. These people are the elitists that think that way, the eugenicists, the genetics, the Bill Gates. These people think they're smarter than you and that you should not even exist. So they slowly plan our kill through every system you can imagine, including medical and medication. And there's gonna be a point, man, where the people are gonna have no other choice but to fight back. And thank God for the Second Amendment. Thank God for that amendment. If I could thank God for anything, it would be that he gave me in my own country the ability to defend my family, myself, and my property by the use of firearms. And I think that's the only bastion of freedom that America really has, because the whole business side of everything and this global economy, it's
I
all
love
collapsing,
China.
bro, because it's all based on a lie. It's all based on that phony paper that they print from nothing. You know, there's no value to it. So,
all right,
that's my take. That's my take. And
thanks for the rant.
I'm trying to keep it light, man, and I'm trying to keep it upbeat and positive. I'm not all doom and gloom. I'm a very positive person as far as I would like to see things change in this country, though. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm tired of being attacked as a free American globally through the business apparatus, all that stuff that we just discussed. I'm tired of it. I want my freedom. If I can't have my freedom, I don't want any of it. I would rather die. It's like the New Hampshire state motto. You know, you either
live free or die.
Or you die. That's right.
China.
So God bless you, Mike.
God bless you too, buddy.
I liked your Punisher shirt today. You got to give those Chinese communists some punishment.
Dude,
verbally.
I'm so tired of this. People need to wake the F up, because if we're under mass oppression here already, and if it gets worse, people have no idea. It's like
it's going to get worse, Mikey, because now they're bringing us. They're trying to get us all trapped in that digital system that we've talked about. You know, I'll be damned if electronics and digital and all this garbage, this robot AI existence they want for human beings over my dead body, dude. Seriously, I'm not going to trap future generations into that slavery, because it's even worse than the slavery that we've already experienced through the fiat currency creation on the planet. You know, it's all about freedom, bro. That's why I believe in Christ too, because I think you get ultimate freedom in Christ.
That's right, the King of Peace.
Right. King of Peace, amen. Right?
He whipped all the money lenders out of the temples.
That's right, amen.
All right, Lord. Stay good, stay strong, stay positive. And
I'm working on the van. I'm getting the van ready. We should be shoving off here probably by September sometime.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to donate to Lord Humongous. I'm going to send the link. Put the link in the live chat to the Lord Humongous tour. He's going to go around America picking up stories, and he's we're going to send you on your first mission. Your first mission is to find the American dream, if it still exists in America.
The American dream is actually getting created in California, if you can believe it or not. There's whole groups of people out there that are auditing all these government institutions and police agencies and law enforcement. You know, these clowns that operate under the thin blue line for far too long in the fraternal order of police. They use that law system that I just discussed that I just shared with you today on today's show.
That sounds like a plan, dude. That sounds like maybe you should go there and interview people on the channel.
Right, I will. And not constitutional law. Right?
Right.
Okay, brother.
God bless you. Be good, eh?
Yep. Bye.
Guys, that is Lord Humongous. Do not forget, here's his new van. He's got a new van, the new Amerifornia van. Here it is. Guys, don't forget to donate to him on PayPal. Let's get him rolling. There's the new van, a stealth van he's putting together. He's going to be going around. He's going to be going around everywhere, picking up stories. He's in search. I'm going to send him on a mission to search for the American dream and what it means. Because, guys, if we don't have, if we can't criticize communism, people are like, oh, Mike, why are you getting so hard on? No. I'm always going to criticize what's right. I'm going to criticize what's wrong, what I feel is wrong. And the second I can't criticize communism or question it or question its ideals, its oppression, right? I don't care if it's communism from Cuba or communism from China or communism from Russia. Communism is communism. Oh, Rex Cohan's in the comments is asking, where is the McChronicle? That's a good question. Unfortunately, the McChronicle has been, he hasn't been on his Skype in ages. I haven't seen the McChronicle on Skype in a while. I hope he's doing okay. I mean, he hasn't posted in his whatchamacallit there, on his, he did, you know what? He posted something recently think it was his birthday or something. I can't remember. Yeah, America has fallen. Yeah, this is bad news for, like, we have to be able to look. People are allowed to criticize Christianity. Okay, that's one of the religions that gets picked on all the time. People are allowed to criticize their gender. They're allowed to criticize white people. They're allowed to criticize. Look, the second that I have to, like, someone says I'm going to be in a prison uniform in the CCP or Chinese Communist Party prison in China for speaking my mind, then so be it. As long as I know that I have fought with every breath of my life to protect my children, my family, from this BS you guys have no idea the oppression. You have no idea what the oppression is like. No clue. No clue. And the select few that are on top don't either, or are afraid of being part of the oppression. Yep. So we got Rex Cohanon, Dinosaur in the House, Mitch Madden. Yep. Like I said, I don't mind paying, like, taxes to fund the infrastructure. Again, I keep saying this word a million times a show. We need to fund the infrastructure. We need to keep our roads, our sidewalks clean, garbage, all that stuff taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Dinosaur saying, who remembers all the videos of the dead bodies in China, whatever, at the beginning of 2020? What happens to that? Dave K is saying, please read about a report called Exploring Biodigital Convergence, released by Canada. We actually covered that on 3 Mike and the Nights ago. I think Linny Poo sent me the link to that. To what you're saying there, Dave. We discussed that on the show like 3 or 4 Mike and the Nights ago. Can't remember which show exactly, but we did talk about that specifically, right? So we got ourselves, so I could see, like, how the media is starting to dissuade or deflect the blame off the Chinese. I could see that, right? Okay, Nina Caldler Chase is saying, in nearly 20 years of medical practice, I have never seen patients and the medical community so utterly consumed by an illness. It has pushed many to the brink of insanity. How sad. We need Nina Calder Chase to call into the show. Add me on Skype. Mike Martins. Let me see if I got my Skype on one of these here. Add me on Skype, guys. Mike Martins 1980. Add me on Skype, if you don't mind. I think it's on here. On this one here. No, it's not. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Add me on Skype. I'm going to put a banner up here saying Skype Mike Martins 1980. And if you don't mind adding me on there, folks, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, we should get Nina Calder on the show, please. Oh, the comments are roaring here. All right, let's go into some Yahoo Finance and see what's happening financially. What are the markets trying to tell us? Oh, we got Ricky Spanish. Hey, Ricky Spanish.
Hey, Ricky Spanish.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Ricky Spanish.
Are you there? Hello, Ricky Spanish? Hello?
My connection was off. Are you there?
Yeah, Ricky Spanish. Are you okay? Hello? I think your internet's going in and out. Are you using your neighbor's Wi-Fi again?
Oh my God. The Chinese people, they're trying to get on the Wi-Fi, right?
So what's new, buddy? What do you got to tell us?
The Newegg You seen that website before? Newegg. It looks like an eBay or Amazon.
Oh, okay. Let me see
Yeah.
here. New egg.
Yeah.
Why are they in the stock market?
Well, I put the thing up in the Discord. I bought it. It's another GameStop or whatever. I don't know if it's the WSB thing that was pushing it, but I seen it come on the hot. I put it up. I said it was on a hot scanner, and because I constantly see it, neg, it's neg, NEGG with 2 G's, and well, I mean it was it's ridiculous. I mean, it went from $20 to $74. I didn't hold it because the same thing with GameStop. I had GameStop at $30. It went to $400. I didn't hold it. I put like a tight stop. Or I don't even know. I probably took a $10 loss. It would have made $500 go to $7,000 or $8,000.
Holy crap! This thing almost tripled. Here it is, guys. So Ricky Spanish, you got to keep me. You know what you got to do? Just call me on Skype when you're gonna make a trade like this, and you have a feeling because I know you know this stuff. Just give me a call, man. Just say, hey, Mike, there's a stock trading at $20. Put 10K or 5K into this thing right now. It's gonna double in price. It's up $40.
I know. It's one of those stocks too, because it's one of those stocks where I wish I would have been like, yeah, I made this amount of money on it, but there'll be other ones. There's like one every single day lately, and even if sadly enough, the market, if it does sell off, I'm both sides, so I'm long.
And you're short.
I had the Newegg. I had some. And I got the short with the Novavax.
I saw you posted that. You posted that on our. I saw you posted it before it went up on our on our Discord, right?
Yeah, I posted the Novavax short. Because I don't believe in any of that stuff. Is nonsense. All this stuff is a placebo pill, and
yeah, no, I know
I agree with what Layla says a lot. She's saying that it's what do you call that? Genetic farming.
Ricky Spanish.
Where they're like scalping genetics and they're trying to. I mean, they did kill off. If they did, this whole cycle that we went through, right? It made Amazon go to $5,000 almost a share, but did you notice who was killed as a result of it, or whether it's the initial protein or the aftershots? It's been very selective. I noticed that a long time ago too, that it's very selective.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to take out a lot of people that they wanted to take out.
Hey, Ricky Spanish.
The ones who are left over are very fortunate.
Since we're on this topic, Ricky Spanish, let me ask you something. How come on the news the other day I saw that your friend Joe Biden is actually discussing about going door to door to offer vaccination advice or something? Is that true?
Oh yeah. They'll knock door. Yeah, definitely. You should see some of the articles they put out in New York. It's gone bonkers. They have gone 100% communist there. New York is a communist state. You just look at the flag; it's just disgusting. So, they come knocking. Trust me, they'll come knocking. They're gonna pay somebody $30 an hour to come knock on your door. Show that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, they're creating new jobs. You seen the special team? They call them, they're like team of unmarked vans.
Oh, I love those vans.
The private citizens that are now security guards.
Yeah, I heard about those ones. So instead of when you call the cops, a bunch of people will come to your house instead.
Ricky Spanish.
That's what we're living with. People are so gone bonkers over money.
Yeah, you know what, Ricky Spanish? I know you're armed to the teeth. Do you still have those steel tip cowboy boots?
No. You know my real story is that, well, if I really told you my real story, Mike, you could make a movie out of it. And that was what I would kind of actually want to do, is get into just doing movies and stuff. But yeah, because I told you I've been, when we did the video, I said I call out 10,000% gains all the time in the past since I've been around. You know, I got
listen,
licensed.
I don't care what time it is here on the west, on the east, or where am I, on the west coast. Just call me and say, Mike, I'm looking at this. Okay, I'll put 5 large on it. Whatever happens, happens. That's it.
Yeah, well, there'll be other ones.
Yeah, well, not this. This one's done. But I'm saying, when you see another ship ready to sail, just call me, Ricky Spanish. I'll send you a bottle of tequila, man, or whiskey, or whatever you drink. Top shelf whiskey. Hello? I think we're losing Ricky Spanish. I'm not sure if he's okay.
Ricky Spanish.
Yeah, don't mind me. I got one hand in. I'm holding this with one hand. I'm holding.
Sorry, okay, sorry. We lost you there. It says that Ricky Spanish is experiencing poor connection.
Oh, they're telling you? Yeah.
It says here on my thing, Ricky Spanish, poor connection.
Yeah. No, I popped back. So, yeah, man, it's my birthday. I didn't even want to trade on my birthday. I'm probably better off not.
Wait, Ricky Spanish, it's your birthday? Hello?
Yeah.
How old are you, 42?
Too old, right?
Are you 42?
Nah.
40?
Getting close, 39.
39, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting old, but whatever. We'll have to see. Tomorrow is gonna, if you notice the market, some of the companies have been doing very well. But again, I'm gonna hold, short on the vaccine stock. Tomorrow it could rip back. I think whatever. Today the Novavax stock fell from 220 to 185 in like a couple of candles, and that's kind of like my AMC play, So
people are saying, Ricky Spanish, happy birthday. There's like 40 people wishing you a happy birthday, by the way, in the comments. Like a lot of people.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, everybody's my buddy in the chat. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate your contributions to the thing there we got, which is the Discord. You give us a lot of good information in Discord, and so does Dorico. I don't know if Dorico's listening, but he's always on the Discord too, right?
I watch all his stuff, but it's mostly some of the foreclosed. Some of them were like, abandoned stuff. I like those because, I would actually look into trying to see if that's salvageable. The concrete, like they said in the videos, one of the videos, the concrete itself, the floor on the pool was $500,000. Mm-hmm. You're Portuguese. I mean, that's your thing. Most of my friends are Portuguese. They do mostly brickwork, but that was mostly pour concrete. They don't really do that kind of work. Those are more Russians do pour concrete. Yeah, so it was more of it was a pour, or Miami. They have a lot of that's with the scene. That's all over with the. Fortunate, I was going to finance a property out there. Now I don't want to touch it. See condos over there.
No, screw that, man. Especially that whole Surfside incident. I would kind of maybe take a break for a bit on real estate. Money's in the stock market right now, from what I'm seeing.
Well, yeah, Apple's at a new high, 145, and it'll be like 170 come like August. So
okay,
that's the next one, I guess, and it's taking up this the index, so hopefully it keeps going up. I mean, we could find a couple of entries to get in on the dip, and then
Well, if you smell something, just send it to me on friggin' Skype. Send it to me. I'll just give you my real, like my actual phone number. You could just text it to me. You could call me. And if there's something I could jump on, like you, I don't know how you find these things, but you jump on these things. You just doubled. You went up what, $40?
they become like a joke around. I don't call them meme stocks. AMC was just a joke. Like, even Dom said it was supposed to go bankrupt, and the fact that they were offering shares, the stock was going up $40 because they were able to get $100 million cash to put on their books, and they got it from selling stock. Usually that happens reverse. You see, if AMC recently, I had shorted that. It fell from like 60 to 45, and the recent, like today, it was down $5. It was because they didn't sell 25 million shares. So 25 million shares times, $55 a share it was, all right? They would have had an extra couple $100 million cash. Investors would have liked that.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, the stock's going to skyrocket because they're not offering shares. No, these stocks work. That's why they're called gorillas and
Where
apes.
Where do you see Bitcoin going? You see Bitcoin moving again, or you see it crashing?
Well, coin was upgraded today or whatever. Something happened. You'd have to check the news article on that one. But Coinbase, there's an article on them. So yeah, there was a up from 2 p.m. It started running. I think it was because of the analyst coverage, but who knows? They got the Fed coin, a bunch of coins. Yeah, I'm not able to buy. I don't have my ID is expired. And
You're
I have
lucky,
another ID, like a paper ID.
Come on, Ricky Spanish.
That's valid.
You don't need ID.
They won't even let me join Coinbase. So
yeah.
I mean, with the Bitcoins, they could have their way. I let them do. Did you see Jordan Belfort did a video on the Bitcoins? He's like, well, how did these Bitcoins allow to do it? And I did that, and I went in the can for 2 years. Because that's what he did with Steve Madden, Stratton Oakmont. That was the nice part over there. Anyways, the market. Hopefully, maybe I just wanted to call. It's my birthday, whatever.
Happy birthday! God bless you. I'm gonna get Nina on the show. She's calling in. I want to get her on the show. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
God bless you.
Bye.
All right, guys. It's Ricky Spanish's birthday, and we're gonna get Nina on the show. Let's give her a call here. Hi,
Hello?
Nina. How you doing?
Oh, I don't know if I can hear you so well. Let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, wonderful. Right now you're talking to rural Arizona in the United States.
Right on. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Commonwealth for Common People. So, what's going on? You were talking about quite a few things in the chat, so unload for us. What's going on?
Okay. So, I've been trying to send you a text, and I couldn't figure out how to do it through Instagram because you said to do it through Instagram, but I couldn't find the message button. But there was something I wanted to share with you I thought might be refreshing for you. So There is a Canadian prophet. His name is Barry Winch, and he is on YouTube on select episodes of Elijah Streams.
Okay.
And separately, he's on Facebook, and his title is The Canadian Hammer. And he is a tremendous, gentle, loving, kind soul. And he has a lot of hope for Canada.
And what's his name?
Barry Wunsch.
Barry, let me look him up right now. Barry Woods. Maybe I should get him on Mike in the Night.
Wunsch. WUNCH. I think it is. But it's under Facebook, The Canadian Hammer.
Elijah Streams, right?
Yes, he is a prophet among many there. And then he has his own Facebook page.
Okay, I'm seeing him here. Let me put him. Yeah, there he is right there. Wow, he's got a lot of views on his videos. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's very famous.
Yes, a tremendous soul. So the other thing we were talking about would be the illicit sale of cocaine for healthcare providers.
I was just kidding when I said that.
No. So I wanted to address that really because, as you know, there is an opioid epidemic in the United States.
Big time.
And I don't know how the situation is in Canada, so I don't want to speak out of turn. Mm-hmm. So I've been a pain management provider for years, mm-hmm. and pain management includes the use of opioids in some cases.
Okay.
But it's part of a comprehensive plan. It shouldn't be the centerpiece. You come in, you pay your money, you get your script for your oxy or your morphine or your fentanyl, whatever you want, out the door you go. It doesn't work like that. It's an incredibly regulated industry. All right. So you have to have all your guidelines met, all of your documentation for every visit completed, your surveillance documentation completed.
In Canada, it's a little bit different. We actually have opioid dispensing machines.
Really?
Yeah, we do. I even made a video about it. I read the article. We have opioid, like you buy a Coca-Cola, you could go buy opioids and fentanyl.
Wow.
Canada's lost. Our youth is dead on the streets. We had more overdoses in the city of Vancouver than we did people that died of COVID. I think in 1 month we had more people die of opioid and fentanyl overdoses than died of COVID in the whole province. In a year.
Did they give out Narcan, which is an opioid reversal in case of accidental overdose? Do they supply that as well?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I could ask around, but I don't know.
So that is a squirt of liquid up the nose, and that's to be repeated until, the person comes to or until medics show up.
Oh, I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. Nina, I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know much about it, but I know it's been a major, one of our major causes of death is fentanyl and opioid abuse.
Mm-hmm. So, well, part of the problem was ourselves as a medical community. So back many years ago, they made pain the fifth vital sign. So you had temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, and the fifth one was pain. And they wanted to stomp out pain, so they started liberally writing for opioids. So we are largely responsible for creating this monster ourselves. We can't look to blame others,
Well, the little problem Canada has, like 80% of a lot of the stuff that ends up on our streets, 80 to 90%, believe it or not, is actually coming in from factories that are owned by the Chinese Communist Party in China.
Yes, those are the illicit fentanyls. And the way you know that it's illicit when you test for it,
right,
it'll come up with all these metabolites.
Okay.
And the actual fentanyl will only have one metabolite that's authorized. So that's how you can distinguish it. Well, and unfortunately, they got a hold of the pill making equipment so they can make it look like oxycodone. So they can sell it to you saying, oh, it's oxycodone 10 or oxy 10 or whatever you want to call it. Okay. You buy it, but it actually isn't oxycodone 10, although it looks identical to the actual oxycodone 10 tablet. Okay. But when you test it, it's illicit and it can be very fatal.
Wow. That's so scary because lately in my small town, they've been picking up a body a day over there's a liquor store and people are drinking back there almost every day. And they've been picking up almost every day. There's been a pickup for a body. And because they've been smoking something in town what was laced with like fentanyl or something like that.
Right.
The marijuana. I'm not sure what I see. I'm not into drugs, so I don't know.
Yeah. So the cartel dips marijuana in methamphetamine and illicit fentanyl and different things to get people a higher high. And then they come back for more. We're familiar with that.
Yeah, so I don't know how that works, but lately there's been a lot of people dying here in town from that.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
The scariest thing I've heard is several years ago in Arizona, they enacted the Arizona Opioid Epidemic Act. So we had to reduce people's intake of opioids, and it's delegated under MMEs, medical equivalents of morphine, okay, down to 90 or less. And these were people who had been accustomed to being on 250 a day, 280 a day, whatever craziness they were on, and showed up at our door. We're now obligated to wean them slowly to 90. Well, some people couldn't handle that and they ran away. They got on heroin, they did other things. I had one patient who was so terrified of the weaning process, he went down to Mexico and bought them at the pharmacy.
Right.
Now, here comes the scary part. Because we're in Arizona, we're near the border.
Right.
So he comes back, and something must have gone wrong there. I didn't question him because I hadn't seen him in like 2 years. Then, boom, he's at my doorstep, wanting to, re-engage in care. I said, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's been going on? And he confessed to me he'd been going to Mexico, but he swore to me, Nina, I've only been buying oxycodone. I swear to you, that's all I've been doing. I said, okay, that's fine. Let's do the test and see where we are. Well, don't you know, when we ran his urine toxicology, it didn't come back for oxycodone. It came back from illegal fentanyl. And that was purchased in the pharmacy in Mexico. So that could mean only two things. Either the pharmacy was in on it,
right,
or it means that the cartel has infiltrated the supply lines.
Right, because chemicals, even Lord Humongous in the comments said chemicals have been flooding in from mainland China into Mexico.
Yeah.
And that's been happening now for about 10 to 13 months now. They've been flooding in massive amounts of chemicals in from mainland China into, and that's communism. Like, I mean, it's about making a dime off someone's life. They don't care.
Well, I'm not going to say it's communism. I'm going to say it's asymmetrical warfare.
Okay.
In the sense that they're fighting and killing our people, but they're doing it in a very underhanded way.
Right.
Where we're not fighting back per se. With that having been said, though, when they talk about all these deaths from overdose, this is a complaint that we've had in the pain community, is you aren't differentiating between people who die from overdoses from unregulated, inappropriate use of street medications and the folks that are under our care who are carefully regulated, carefully managed, carefully surveilled. It's not the same. Do you see what I'm saying? And they lump everyone in together.
It's very depressing. Very depressing. If you look up what's happened in Canada with the amount of youth we've lost, and in the last 3 years alone, it's horrendous. It's beyond anything. And I've reached out to several families here in Canada, one in Manitoba, another family in Ontario, and I just wish there was. It's this black ops, this like you said, underhanded. That's happening. It's really, really. And in Canada, what's a bonus is we have money placement in Canada, where it means basically if you're in China and you have a lot of money you need to move off your shores, we'll place it in a banking institution for you in Canada.
Well, I know nothing about banking and finance.
It's
I
bad.
know nothing about anything.
Let's just say it's really bad, and that's what's
situation.
driving a lot of the youth, millennials, and people to drugs, because they just can't live a basic lifestyle where they just work, pay their bills. You work, you're lucky if you're eating cardboard. That's how bad it's gotten.
Right.
And,
well, I think things are going to turn around hopefully in the very near future, and things will get better in Canada, in the United States, and the children who haven't been devastated by this will have better opportunities, and the ones that have been devastated will find sobriety and be able to maintain it and go on to live productive lives.
I really hope God hears you.
I'm praying every day.
I hope God hears you. I hope you're right, because
I'm not
trying to preach negativity. I'm not trying to preach sadness.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Check out Barry Wench.
I will. I bookmarked him, and I subscribed to his channel.
That was really amazing, the presentations he's given. I think I've listened to him like 3, maybe 4 times. And then Elijah Streams has different prophets that speak on different things. And then the most positive thing I heard recently was a conference, and that was the 4th of July, which is U.S. Independence Day. And it was done by a preacher by the name of Kent Christmas. That's actually his name, Kent Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then his wife, who is also co-host, is Candy Christmas. I thought that was pretty amazing name. I mean, how can you do better than a name of Candy Christmas?
When you said Kent, I have a friend that's in this that that talks and discusses Bible and all this really cool stuff, and his name is Kent Hovind.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll look him up.
Yeah, Kent Hovind, and I know him on a personal level, but yeah, when he said Kent, I thought you were going to say Kent Hovind there for a second. I'm like, whoa, but yeah, check him out, so Kent Hovind. And
that's another thing to check out. It was just absolutely incredible. And all the prophets are saying that God is getting ready to move his hand and it's going to sweep out the bad. So I'm going to jump on that train and just stand on the word. And with this whole COVID thing, where I work, we kept our doors open every day through this whole nightmare. Mm-hmm. And people were getting COVID all around me. Providers getting it, staff getting it, patients getting it. It was just everywhere. And, all I did was wear a mask, universal precautions, which basically means wash your hands. Mm-hmm. My room was too small, so I couldn't get 6 feet of distance between myself and the patient. So we did the best we could. And the other thing was we only let one person back. It wasn't going to be like a group of 5 coming back. No way. It would have been too many people in the room. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get it. I mean, I think there's more to it. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know there's if you go to our Mike in the Night shows, we kind of in depth talk more about the politics behind it because everything has a political spin, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know for a fact in our area, there was a lot of pressure on clinicians who work at the hospitals to diagnose COVID-19 because as soon as they did that, they got a check.
They
had to close down. They got a check. They got money for every time they put down COVID-19 diagnosis, and it was a huge amount of U.S. dollars. And because the hospital had to close so many other sections, they were under extreme financial pressure to generate revenue from other means. So the only thing they really had was the ER. So now they're under incredible pressure to manufacture money.
Wow.
Hence all the numbers.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Wow. Yep. Yeah, that's why every state was a little bit different, a little bit different. But yeah, we're gonna have you if you want to come back sometime on Mike in the Night. Mike in the Night is we talk more.
Yeah, I watched that too. I watched that too every Saturday.
Come on, Mike in the Night, and then maybe tell us what you just told us now, and kind of elaborate a little bit on it, on kind of giving us a little bit of an eye opener on what we should be, because there's a lot of people that are scared to death over this, and I think there's a lot of people worrying more than they should.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. God bless and have a wonderful
Nina.
night.
God bless you.
Same to all the listeners. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. All right. That's Nina from Arizona. Wow, she knows a lot of stuff. And that's why we need, everybody in this chat needs to call into the show. Because everybody knows something about something. Do you understand? We get Scott in the show. We get Dave in the show. We had Lord Humongous. We get Linny. We get everybody on the show. Everybody knows something about something. And once you start putting the puzzle together, guess what? You got a finished piece. Okay, we got 27 minutes left. Yeah. Grindhouse Cartoon says, right on, caller. My friend is a nurse, and she claims the same thing. Oh, okay, Gary Medeiros. We got to get Gary Medeiros. Where's Gary? Gary, get on the phone, man. Get your Skype on. I need to call you, man. Gary has been on the sidelines for a while, and I haven't chatted to the guy in 3 months. So let's get Gary Medeiros on the phone, please.
Hello.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, man.
You doing okay?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Okay, you were saying in the comments that interest rates, so it looks like housing is starting to see a bit cooling, but Gary, we've seen housing cooling in the last 10 years 4 or 5 times. But we've never seen a correction.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's me or you, but maybe me.
No, I'm getting a strong connection on my end here.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
It could be Ricky Spanish's internet.
I don't know, maybe. So how's it going?
Ricky Spanish.
Oh, it's going good, buddy. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, what's going on? Bank of Canada, everyone's going to raise rates. They're kicking the can down the road. What's going on? What have you heard? Apparently you've heard something because you're commenting in the comments with stuff.
That's not that I've heard anything. It just makes sense if you think about it. I mean, with everything happening right now and inflation going through the roof, you know, I mean, people, you know, economy's pretty much running on fire right now. So I believe that they're going to have to control it one way or another. I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than people realize as far as rates going up.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion
Q4.
of them raising
Maybe
rates
I'm
before
wrong,
Christmas.
Maybe Q1 of 2022, but I'm thinking Q4 of 2021.
I heard this Christmas. They're going to do a small adjustment in Canada, and I know Australia is going to do one too. So,
yeah, I mean it's everyone's. Yeah, I mean it's going to happen.
So let me ask you something, Gary. Did you see that earlier in the show that house in Australia for $3.5 million?
Yeah, for the power, for no power and no nothing.
Do you know anyone, a Canadian, un Canadien? I'm talking about a Canadien. Do you know a Canadian that has that much money, so much money that they need to launder and buy a piece of crap home like that?
Yeah, I think that's a bit overboard. I don't even think even what we have now with people buying the way they are now, I don't think someone would spend that kind of money on a house like that unless they're really trying to hide their money.
So here's the house we're talking about here. I'm not picking on the house, but this house is maybe worth 70, 100 grand. I wouldn't pay $3.5 million for this thing. There's no toilet in it, and no kitchen, and no power.
I don't get what happened there. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, but there's so many of these homes selling in Australia. We covered last week another home in Australia that was missing half the house and half the roof, and it sold for $4.6 million.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's interesting, that's for sure.
And they're saying, oh, you should not blame the Chinese for this. So who's taking their money offshore? Do you see Canadians buying? I don't know a single person. If you live in Canada and you're a Canadian citizen, okay, message me right now or email me and tell me that you have $3.5 million. You have so much money that you need to buy this piece of crap house.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, unless they're looking to hide their money, because that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so tell me, what's what are you seeing there on the ground? So you're in the GTA, you're in the Toronto, and you see the Greater Toronto area. I heard Barrie, Ontario, is seeing a correction. I heard that Markham, Ontario, is starting to cool off. Niagara Falls, Ontario, is starting to cool off.
Yep, true, all true. It's starting to slow down a little bit. I mean, it's not like a big slowdown, but we're starting to see it. I mean, you know, houses are still selling. I'm seeing some sell for below asking now, which is, I guess, a good sign. But we still got a long way to go. I mean, the way things are going, I mean, I don't even think our kids can afford to buy a place. So the way this is going, and everyone seems pretty happy about that, which is weird. I mean, people are more worried about profit than their kids' future. I don't know, man. Like I said, something's off about that, but it is what it is.
Well, Mitch Madden said it right early in the comments. They're basing things off paper. They're not basing it off production.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And what do you think of this article says here that, oh, no, it's not the Chinese that are driving up the houses? You know, they've tried this year over year with these articles, right?
Yeah, I can't say what I want to say on live on your live show, so we'll keep it at hush hush with that one.
Okay, I'm just saying, I have nothing wrong. I have problems with the oppression and the communism and the way, like anybody that, you know, that hires people on slave wages could buy up a whole country if you have enough slaves working for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I don't know, man. This country's in trouble, man. I mean, I know we've been saying over the years that the country's been in big trouble. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, our market should have corrected like 10 times by now, and it seems to be going up and up and up. And I don't know. Like I said, I mean, but I don't get how houses can keep going the way it is. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, is it? I mean, these homes, like, Do you know who's buying these homes, Gary? Do you know for real? Like who? Like I know in Toronto, like 2 months ago, houses went up like 30%.
Yeah, but it's not people. Well, first time buyers, I can tell right now, are out of the market. Like that's for sure. I mean, I still think it's a lot of foreign buying going on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, for everyone who's, because Canada right now is in a freaking, we'll say they're in a hole right now. So I mean, it can be us buying these houses. It's got to be like maybe move up buyers, like people who already like have a house that are selling it to either downsize or upgrade, whatever you want to call it.
All right, let's do some math, Gary. Let's do some math. Let's do a little bit of math here. $43.6 billion in electronic funds. This is what they have recorded. This is what they know of. $43.6 billion in electronic funds transferred from Hong Kong to Canada. Okay. This is just in the year of 2020. That's it. 1 year. 43.6 billion from Hong Kong to Canada. And majority of it went into real estate. So let's say $1 million a home. How many homes is that? 43.6 billion.
Well, that's a hell of a lot. We'll say that.
Right. So let's say 800,000.
But I think that's only be realistic. There's probably more money there's probably more money involved. That's probably what they found.
That's all they found. No. They actually say here in the article that this is all they found is a fraction of it.
Yeah. So like I said, it's probably a lot more than that.
Right. So 43.6 divided into, let's say 600,000, 700,000. And what do we get there? Well, how many homes, how much real estate could you buy with that? So, and America's crying over $11 billion in America through Hong Kong. $11 billion? Try Canada, what Canada's going through. You know what I'm saying? Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if they're complaining about their housing correction or housing market going up or unaffordable and their prices aren't even where ours is, so what the hell are we in? Like, I don't know.
All right. That's million. Okay, that's billion. Is that billion?
They got nothing to complain about, in my opinion. So, if they can buy a house still, that's okay in my books. People like us or me, for example, who work and save money and still can't buy a house, and that's the problem.
Okay, that's 6,200 homes.
Yeah,
that's
more
a lot
so.
of homes.
Yeah, and it's probably even more than that.
Well, this is just skimming off the top here. We're just skimming a little bit off the top.
I realize. I'm just trying to say. I mean, they if anything, they probably own most of Canada by now.
Yeah, 6,200 homes. I mean, like that's a lot of condo towers and homes, and that's a lot. You got 300 per. So let's say condo towers. So this is the price of a condo: 700,000 for a 1-bedroom. That's 436 billion. That's 6,200 condos divided into. There's about 201 units to a condo. 201 equals. That's like 30 condo units, right? No, that's actually more. It's actually more than 30 condo units, but it's like several thousand condo units off right off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't even think we have that many condos in Canada. Like, I mean, if
they're
you
all empty. And they're all empty too. What they own, everything's empty. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, in Vancouver, everything's empty. Everything's empty. Yeah. Like the condo tower I lived in at Stadium, where the Canucks play. I was right across the street from where the Canucks play. Right there in that building, there was six tenants in the whole building of 301 units.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, I mean, it's I don't know, man. We live in interesting times. I think the next few months is going to be really interesting, and I think the reopening is going to be a big backfire because with all these people who bought all these houses, what the hell money do they have left to spend into the economy anyway? So,
it's going to be a very.
I mean, that's all these people. If indeed, people in Canada who bought all this real estate, if that is true of like what they're saying, then what money is left to put in the economy? Everyone's already maxed out as far as debt goes. I mean, that's a big crisis coming on, if not already here. So,
yeah, I had an American tune into my show from South Dakota, and he watched my show for the first time, and we're talking about $2 million for this house and $3 million, and he's like, wow, these guys are like millionaires. They're talking about all these $1 million homes. Then I showed the photo of the house in Australia for like $4.4 million. The guy emailed me. He's like, what the hell is going on in your countries? I'm like, you guys are talking about millions of dollars. The guy's thinking, I'm thinking you're talking about Shaquille O'Neal's house or Michael Jordan's house. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because you can pick up something in South Dakota for $170,000 with a pool.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, semis in at least in Toronto and GTA. I mean, semis are even going for $1 million. Like, I mean,
Semi-detached.
that's
Yep.
yeah, oh yeah, townhouses too. Like, it's ridiculous that you can't buy anything under $1 million. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, and everybody's cheering this on, like not realizing what the hell this means. I mean, it's interesting.
I think this is going to be the crash of crashes in the history of the planets, in the universe.
Well,
Nothing's going to happen like it.
I don't know, man. As far as the crash goes, well, we'll wait and see, kind of thing. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I believe there's going to be a correction. I don't know if the government's going to let this thing tank. I just feel like they're going to bail everybody out somehow.
But they
So, I
can't do
mean,
that.
I don't know, man.
Well, the
I don't
taxpayers
know.
can't
I'm not
can't
saying
bail
that's going to
out
happen. It's just a
homeowners.
theory. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's, I just don't see unless, the only way, like Trudeau wants to call an election before this year so he can
Right.
get out. Maybe he knows something's going to happen. That's why he wants to get out sooner than later. I don't know. That's a theory that we've been discussing. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure he knows that, things aren't good no matter what he says. I mean, he gave everybody money just to stay home. I mean, people right now, there's so many people who can work that don't want to work because they're getting $2,000 a month to sit on their ass. And you know what I mean? Like and if you're a couple, like if you're married and you got $2,000 each, that's $4,000 a month. I'm not saying that's enough to pay the bills, but that's a big help. Why would you work? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people are just you know getting $4,000 a month. Hey, they're gonna sit at home and do nothing, right? I mean, that's what's happening, and that's the reality that nobody wants to talk about either. Or if people know about it, that's fine, but nobody wants to discuss it. Like I said, and I don't know, man. Inflation's on fire. I mean, the bank's gonna have to act sooner or later. I mean, they can't let the economy run hot as it is. They're gonna have to raise rates, and I
What's
think they're gonna
gas
raise
at
rates a
there?
lot sooner. Um, 87 octane is $1.30 something. I think 35, 37, something like that.
Yeah, it's
That's
almost
like
a
for the
buck fifty
basic
where I
gas.
am.
It's a joke, man. Even gas is on fire right now too, and oil's going through the roof right now. Like everything's going up. Like it's crazy. The cost of living is through the roof, and I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think we're heading for a depression, in my opinion, but we'll see.
What do you think, Gary? How long before people start watching YouTube videos on how to transfer cardboard into food? How much longer then before we're priced out of food?
I don't know, man. The way food's going, it's a joke. Probably a lot sooner than we think. I don't know, man. I mean, everything's going through the roof. It just it doesn't make sense. I mean, I think we're in a lot of trouble, and whether people want to admit that or not, I guess it's up to them. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't think people realize how big in trouble we are.
Silver Pill Gary is saying that in Vancouver the gas is $1.73 a liter.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I think the top of the line gas, whatever I like to call the top of the line gas, you're probably looking around, I don't know, $1.55, $1.60 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I don't know, man. Like I said, we're in big trouble, and I mean, there's only so much you can hide and cover up, especially by this government. Trudeau being Trudeau. I don't know if you heard about that bill being C10, that freedom
Yeah,
thing of
we've been
being
talking
online.
about
That
C10
got
for a
shut
couple of
down.
months on Mike in the Night, and
Yeah, that got shut down, buddy. I don't know if you heard, but it got shut down. The Senate didn't even look at it, and they're closed for the they disband for the summer.
yeah, and China
So
can go to hell.
that's
And not only that, Bill C-36 is the one they want to pass where they could go back 20 years, and if I said something 20 years ago, they could put me in jail for it.
yeah. Well, that I don't know. I don't see that passing either. I mean, I think he wants to call an election because of that, but we'll see. The problem is, I'm worried that he's going to win because he gave people
He's
so
going to
much
win because
money.
they're going to do mail-in ballots because it's going to be hazardous for people to vote in person, and they're going to do mail-in ballots like the same thing like they did in America.
That happened in the States. I know. Like, yeah, I'm seeing it too, and he's probably going to take it. But I have a feeling a lot of people are going to vote for him too, because why wouldn't you have to get $2,000 a month from this guy? So,
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the COVID. At the end of the day, if anything does happen, I mean, COVID is the ultimate excuse. Let's be realistic here, for any country for that matter, not just Canada. If anything falls or if anything crashes to a point, they'll be like, "Oh, it wasn't our fault. We did what we could, but it was COVID. We can't control against it." You know what I mean? Like, they got someone to blame it on at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, if something does happen, they're going to blame it on COVID, right? So it wasn't us, it was COVID, which is probably what Trudeau would do because that's the kind of guy he is.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. That's just what I think anyway. Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of noise from people too, Gary, that they go and they put gas in, and they're not getting the right liters. Like they're trying to figure it out. Like they put, like let's say they buy by liter, right? So they were gonna buy like 60 liters, cost this much money because that's what it comes out to. It doesn't matter if price goes up of gas. The fact is they buy liters, but they get them that many liters, but their gas gauge says something different. And it doesn't add up. And I think a lot of gas stations to get by, they're going to start skimming gas.
Oh, 100%. That's probably already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Lambada variant? Did you see my video
variant
about the Lambada?
No, I haven't yet. I'll have to check that out.
It's on one of my backup channels where the new Lambada variant is arriving in Australia.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that. I heard of a variant in Peru. Apparently, that's apparently legit. That's it's happening. And apparently the vaccines have zero effect on it. So that's interesting. If you. So
Yep.
Apparently that's the new one. I actually saw that one today. It's from Peru. I don't know. It's not called a Peru variant. It's called something else.
I think it's the Lambada one.
If it's Lambada, then great. But I don't know. But what I'm saying is that that one there, apparently the vaccines have zero effect on it, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. They're already planting the seeds for all kinds of stuff. I personally think Canada's gonna have a fourth wave, in my opinion. They're already planning, giving us hints here and there about how they're reopening and what they're reopening and taking their sweet ass time. I personally think they're already preparing us for a fourth wave and probably another lockdown. And this one might be the mother of all lockdowns. So.
Layla saying Israel is masking up again.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this variant, the Delta variant too, is a pretty serious one too. I mean, I don't know. I personally think these vaccines are garbage, but I mean, I don't believe they do what they do. I think it's just a bunch of BS just to, I don't know, keep tabs on you and stuff. At the end of the day, I'm not vaccinated, and I probably will never get vaccinated. So if I got to wear a mask at work for the rest of my life, then so be it. I'm not gonna take that thing.
How do you feel about? How do you feel about the door-to-door vaccinations? Are you feel comfortable with that, or
in the States you're talking about?
Not America. Well, you think it's not going to happen in Canada? Canada's going to see that and say, "Wait a minute, why is America acting? We got to do this now."
That won't work. I don't think that'll work unless they freak. Yeah, I know, but I don't think that'll work unless they grab people's arms at the door and do the vaccine right then and there.
Mm-hmm. So we got people saying it's the Lambda. I know it's Lambda. I know it's not Lambada. I just call it Lambada. It's Lambda, whatever, because there's a different one every 2 days.
Lambda. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if it's Lambda, then it's not
right. Okay.
Lambada too. Yeah, you got to make fun of it. I guess that's the way it is. Yeah, not really, but I try.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, I think we're in a lot of trouble, and I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I think. There's obviously a hidden agenda here, which is pretty obvious. The question is what it is. I mean, if Trudeau wants to have full power again over all of us, then I guess that's his plan. I don't know.
Gary,
maybe he wants to make us like Venezuela. I don't know. But
Gary, I got some bad news for you, buddy.
I'm listening.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but this whole thing it's been a big lie. Do you remember on Mike in the Night? Do you remember what we were talking about? What was 2019? Do you remember what 2019 was, Gary? What was 2019? The year of? What was the year of 2019?
Messed up year. That's all I can remember.
2019 was the year of the protest. 86 countries was openly protesting heavy. Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, the yellow jackets and all that. Yeah.
2019 was the year of the protest. There was Lebanon, Israel, Ireland, what was that? Iran. Like every country, Russia, every country was in protest. Okay. And Hong Kong being one of the biggest ones. And what shut down all the protests? COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a couple of weeks. People will start realizing that the because now that we're allowed to say this, so YouTube don't shut me down. We're allowed to say that the vaccine is now man-made because Facebook said so. So Facebook said we're allowed to say the virus is man-made. We're allowed to say it. It came from a laboratory in Wuhan, China. We're allowed to say it, okay? Now, it wouldn't be much time before people realize that the same people that made the virus are the same people that made the vaccine in the same laboratory.
Yeah. Yep.
It won't take long before people realize that. So I don't know how
Right.
long it's going to take for them to allow us to say that. But that's what's happening right now. And I want you to know, Gary, that all this stuff is all political.
Of course.
Because if they let the riots and I don't know if you remember watching Mike in the Night in 2019 with the massive riots in Chile. We had people calling in from Santiago. We had people calling from Argentina, telling us, and with footage of just firecrackers in the crowd, people blowing crap up, burning police cars. There was all over South America, all over parts of Mexico, all over Europe, all over Asia, all over Australia. People were blowing and things up, and it was just a nightmare. What did they do? Well, look what happened. Look at this. They pulled the trigger on a pandemic.
Yep. I agree with that.
So
I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think, like I said, we're in a whole lot of trouble. Whether people want to admit that or not, that's their choice. I mean, I think people are programmed to think that the government's just going to bail you out. I think a lot of people are programmed to think that. And it's pretty sad that people can't see what's really going on.
Yeah. All right, Gary. Thanks for giving us an update. It's been a while since we spoke, and it's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you too, man.
We'll keep in touch. And if if I come by Toronto way sometime, I'll make sure I get in touch with you, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. God bless you.
All right, you too.
All right, guys, that's Gary Medeiros in from the city of Toronto. Guys, don't forget to get on our Discord chat, please. Discord, please, if you don't mind, get on our Discord. And, I want to thank everybody for...
Ricky Spanish.
And Ricky Spanish came on the show tonight. I want to thank everybody for...
We can't do anything right. Our military has to be strengthened. Our vets have to be taken care of. We have to end Obamacare, and we have to make our country great again, and I will do that.
Yep. Just wanted to throw a little soundboard out there to make you guys to lighten up the mood a bit. And I hope everybody's doing okay out there. I really do. I really hope everyone's enjoying their day. Guys, I'm going to do one last channel plug if you don't mind, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming on the show tonight. And basically, we got our first, Nina is our first time caller in. So I appreciate people calling in. So here are the big ones here. Canadian real estate in a bizarro scenario where reopening might be worse, says Bank of Montreal. Is America's housing market headed for another crash? The Great American Land Rush is wiping out the starter homes. Middle class. This is what happened in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. They went after the middle class homes and left them empty. And lots of companies and low interest rates, foreign investing, money laundering, all kinds of crap in the mix. Shadow flipping. Australia's border closures have impacted house prices. Average property bidding continues to soar, where $1 million property can't even get you into Australia's bigger cities. Here it is, $3.5 million. I don't know a single human being that I would... It has... Look at this thing. A house without a kitchen, toilet, or power sold for $3.5 million, and the home had 30,000 inquiries. I don't think there's 30,000 people in Canada that have $3.5 million to buy that house. To be very frank and straight up with you. And then they're pulling this again. More than 80% of Australians mistakenly believe the Chinese investors are driving up house prices. And they're trying to say it doesn't make up. I had a guy comment and call me out basically saying it's less than 1% of housing sales are through Chinese investors. Less than 1%. And Westpac. So Australian bank. See, Canada does money placement where you have money to launder or tons of cash. The big banks in Canada will place that money for you. But in Australia, it's a little bit different. And these guys here, the second biggest bank in Australia, I think it was 10, 18 months, 15 months this thing went on for. They found 23 million alleged breaches of anti-money laundering laws. They had to pay a $1.3 billion penalty. So imagine how many trillions of dollars they had to launder. So they paid, here's the $1.3 billion penalty. It's all yours. We made money, and we impoverished Australians in the meantime. And then, well, billions of dollars coming in from China, and that's what's driving up our stuff. So we talked a little bit about stuff, and yeah. Don't forget to check this stuff out, guys. I really, 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 really appreciate your time and coming on the show. And don't forget to share this with your friends. Let them know that there's a channel where you can come on and call. And yeah, it's been 2 hours, and I'm semi-dehydrated here, so I appreciate everybody for coming on. Scott Hareka, Lord Humongous, Muzzle Flash, everybody, Rex Cohan, Layla, Grindhouse Cartoons, Dano. Let me do a quick plug while I have over 90 people here still watching. Where was it here? Here it is here. All right, guys. So this is my controversial video today that China could go to hell. And I mean it in a way where it's like, watch the video and you know what I'm talking about. I'm just getting sick and tired. A lot of people are getting sick and tired. Here's the link to my original channel if you're not subscribed to my this is my original channel. If you haven't, this is our live stream channel we're on right now. Okay, so Mike in the Night, this is the channel you're on. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night this Saturday. 3 weeks to go. We're on 3 weeks. We're on the 3-week countdown. We've been counting from 12 weeks now. Guys, this next week's show, we're just going to talk this same crap again. We'll find things to talk about. We'll do a little bit of oil, crypto, and gold next. Oops. Oil, crypto, and gold. Let me get this on here so you guys can see. This is Mike in the Night, 3 weeks to go. Set your reminders for that. And there's a market crash for next week, next Wednesday. Don't forget to message me on Instagram if you can. I think somebody was having a tough time messaging me, but here I am on Instagram. And artbydano.com, not your typical art. Don't forget to check them out. Get artbydano.com to commission your next piece of artwork. Lots of good stuff here, and lots of bundles and packages. You could see him on Huntington Beach Pier there in California. Also, guys, don't forget to check out my website, Merrick Toys and Games. I want to think that it was an American. Mike and an American bought some board games for me the other day, and I shipped it. I want to thank whoever that was. I'm not going to mention your name, but in the States, who bought some board games from my store. I really appreciate that. Hundreds of board games to choose from. Take your time. Lots of selection here on mtg.toys. And don't forget to donate to Lord Humongous. I'm going to donate to him again soon. If you guys want to donate to Lord Humongous with his Amerifornia tour, I really appreciate everybody here supporting Lord Humongous. So if you guys want to, I'm right here. And if you guys want to support him, please go ahead and do so. It's a kind act for a good cause. All right, guys. Mike in the Night. Commonwealth for common folks. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being part of the channel. Take care, guys. And if you can't take care, please stay safe. Mike Martin's here.